The best dual meet moment is the
best
next
dual meet
question.
moment.
Still me.
Moment.
So I can start us off. I went back to, this was when we were wrestling. This was Norris's first year
I was gonna
wrestling
say, it's the same,
McDaniel.
yep.
Yeah.
And
Sam.
And,
just
yeah,
walking
and
back.
I went back and looked at the box scores because I remember it was cool. We had a lot of kids from Maryland on the team, and they had a ton of Maryland kids. And it was like everyone was wrestling somebody that they knew, or like wrestled in junior league with, or the 49 pounder was one of your wrestlers from Calvert Hall,
Oh,
from Brad.
Brad
It was,
Grant, yeah.
and so it was you wrestled Tony Howard. Fishel wrestled the guy Winfield, who he had in the state finals. I wrestled a national prep finalist from McDonough. Jimmy Van Daniker wrestled Artie Kaler, who they probably went back all the way to 5, 6, 7.
They bumped everybody up then.
Oh, it was
right?
yeah, and we
I mean,
saw,
they're up from like it was Howard up, wasn't it?
yeah.
Howard didn't ride the bus with the team.
Right.
Howard was a state champ when I was on JV in my first year wrestling. He wasn't with the team. He drove up on his own, came in off weight, and it was when we were drawing straws for the match. So I was the
Right.
first match up, and I was having a pretty good season, and just immediately shit my pants.
I mean, he was ranked like 15th in the country, Division One the year, like
Yeah.
not that far.
Yeah.
Winfield was a Division One transfer. Like they were stacked. They were
Mm-hmm.
ranked 27th in the country. We lost.
Floyd won it at 65.
Yeah, he took it came down to the last match. Floyd ended up hit his head on the guy's knee. We weren't sure if he was going to finish, and he just like toughed it out,
Yeah.
beat the guy, beat a really tough kid. That was like, I felt like that was like a signature win for like your first. That was your first year, right?
Yeah, it was my
Yeah.
first year.
Yeah, it was like wow.
It had been a while.
Yeah, we beat him 27th in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good dual meet.
Also from our wrestling tenure, I remember Freeman going out to wrestle against Merchant Marine.
Not bad to
We
see
had
that.
secured the duel, and we hadn't lost a single match. And Freeman had just been cleared from a AC joint injury, and clearly did not need to wrestle. It was his first time ever being permitted to wrestle. And he says to Coach Norris, I believe, I didn't get all dressed up not to dance.
Sold me on that. Sold me on that.
Just brim it. He could have put a bucket under him and just caught the confidence. Russell's looked good, and then until he didn't. It was blood-curdling screams, and we're all just like, what a bad idea.
Got a few of those.
So for me, that was a good one. Also at Merchant Marine was, I remember my first year, that was my last year competing, and my first year coaching, Henry Stauber standing on his head to make weight, and then us winning the duel by like a narrow margin. So
Was it Stauber or Patrick Stanley?
That's
Stauber.
I thought it was Stanley.
I thought it was Stanley.
I never coached Stanley though.
That was Stauber. I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kicking his legs around. He was like half delirious. It worked, and he made, it's the old legend of the scale. But man, that was also a great duel.
He was.
Buick had a really tough match. He was in a cradle, getting
The whole time.
his hip ripped apart, but
yeah.
he won that match, and we pulled that one out to the last one too.
Was the one Freeman got hurt? Was that the blizzard coming home? We were doing like 25 miles an hour from Merchant Marine back to Baltimore. It took forever. Freeman's like, yeah, we'll be there in about 8 hours. So. Just hold on, buddy. We'll be all right.
We were riding such a wave. Nothing was impossible. It was like, oh, underhooks.
I put a power half it on that arm. And it just wins.
Yeah, so those are a couple for
That
me.
was a glorious trip.
What were yours?
Well, I was going to say McDaniel. That was a big one. And then the other one that comes to mind right off the top of my head would be beating Messiah.
Yeah.
Because that was at home. They were
Friday
ranked,
night.
right?
Yeah.
That was at home.
Yeah.
They were ranked.
They packed it. It was
Yeah.
We had a crowd.
It was a crowd house
Yeah.
that night.
Marcelo had that inside trip on that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was
Yeah.
tough.
The old 6-point inside trip. Knock
Yeah.
your shoulder out of the
I
socket.
can
and
roll
It was the elbow, wasn't it? Wasn't the elbow?
Yeah,
The elbow.
yeah.
Yeah. 6 points.
Yeah.
Stay down, Carl.
But we need to win other matches too to get that,
Yeah.
to win. So they were ranked pretty high too.
That was very hyped.
Yeah, it was good.
Like the Gettysburg match with I think
Mhm.
we bumped up everybody. I said, "Hey guys, you want to win this match?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, we're all gonna bump up then." And everybody bought into it, and we end up bumping up from I think 57 up. I think.
57, 65, 74, 84, 97. All wrestle guys have a year.
And then
They didn't all win, but it worked.
And then
It was
Hank,
bananas.
yeah, and then Hank had a knee injury in the middle of the match with 6 seconds left,
Yeah,
and continued to wrestle, and
as Hank does.
yeah, and
As this kind of became his thing.
and we got the victory. So yeah,
No, I'm glad you mentioned that one. That was awesome. Normally, when you bump up at the college level, you're kind of like that doesn't pay off the same way as in high school. And we had 4 guys do it,
Right.
and they're just hungry.